Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is loosen up our tire. Just loosen the nuts, don't take them off. Then we wanna get to this axle nut to take it completely off. If you have rims on, you may have a wheel cap. That's what the wheel cap looks like, the BMW thing. Pop that out. Or you may have hubcaps. Take the hubcap off, or your axle nut may just be exposed. If it's exposed, you wanna get a breaker bar. And for this specific car, that's a breaker bar. You need a 30 millimeter 12 point. And that's what that looks like. Then you want to take your axle nut completely off the car. Then jack your car up, take your tire off. This is how it should look. Then you want to see if you got play in the axle. If you got play in the axle, and that's how you check. You tap it in right there, only right there. And if it moves in a little bit, next step. If not, buckle it back up, take it to a professional. If it moves a little bit, you want to remove these two nuts right here, those two nuts on the axle. And then you want to remove this wheel speed sensor. It's a 10 millimeter. It's in there. Take it out and then wiggle it side to side to get it out. Don't try to yank it out through the wire. Then you want to take off your brake caliper bracket. And it's just two nuts, 1 and 2. And that's all you need to do. And then you're just going to pry your axle out from back there. And the same way the axle looks is the same way you want to make sure it look when you put it back in. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is everything loosened up, you see? Shocks, brakes off, axle coming out the spindle. Yep, don't worry about that. Just let that hang. Axles coming out the spindle. You want to tap your axle all the way out the spindle. This is how it should look when it's completely out. Well, no, first I'm going to show you how to knock it out, right? And you see how the axle is way back there? It's basically touching the wall of the transmission. You want to make sure it's just like that when you put it back in. Or that far back. This is how much space you should have when it's fully put back in. That much space. But that's how you get it out. You knock it out like that. You pry it right out with a pry bar. You pop it out. That's how it's going to look when it's out. Then you're going to put it back in with your hand. And when it gets in right there, you bang it. Bang it a few times. Don't be scared. Let it go all the way back in to where it's supposed to be. Buckle the car up, and that's a quick driver side axle change on the Camry. That's simple.